Okay, so can you see the first slide?
No, for the moment. We see your Teams screen, let's say.
So you cannot see the slide this moment?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe if you have two screens, maybe you have to switch.
Again, I'm sorry. Allora. What about now?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. So, hello. So in this moment, with this slide, I'm going to introduce you COPSI. COPSI stands for Copernicus Space Components Interface, and this is meant to be the new front end for collaborative DHAs. I'll briefly touch on the main concept that define COPSI, and then we'll go on with a live demo of this software. Until now, DHS users accessed the Copernicus data via the Data Hub service, which provided its own API and graphical user interface. But the DHS will be dismissed, so there is now a need for a new and more modern solution for data retrieving and distribution. Here comes COPSI, the new graphical user interface for all the CSC services, which share the same ICD. In this way, the same user interface can be configured to point to a PRIP, to a GSS, an LTA, or a DAS, for example. The same user interface will work on all these services. The concept behind COPSI follows these keywords: interface, user, access, and key. So the icon takes its shape from a keyhole, which becomes a user figure, and finally turns the first letter of COPSI to form the logo and the logo type. The first COPSI release matches DHS4, and the developed features are product search with the support of simple query by name, found product list display, the possibility to download the desired product, and the possibility to visualize the footprint on the world map. Other releases are already planned, so DHS5 will bring geographical search, product details, footprint customization and selection, and advanced search, like date and attribute filter. Then DHS6 will bring also the query builder and customized layer switch. So we can go on with the live demo. COPSI is meant to be modern, simple, and intuitive, so it has a clean interface with clear action that leaves the most of the space to the main things, namely the world map with the product footprints and the list of products found. As we land on COPSI, we have to sign in. So clicking on the suggested button, we are redirected to an authentication service. In this case, it is Keycloak. After entering our credential, we are redirected to the COPSI main page. No, sorry. Okay. As you can see, the world map takes all the space in the background. Then we have the user menu and the map setting on the top right, together with the configurable center header. The search bar is on the left here, and the application info is on the bottom. Clicking on the circular COPSI logo type, a little info bar appears to show us the version of the software and the logo of the DHS consortium participant, along with the COPSI partners. The world map takes the full screen, and we wanted to give the possibility to have both a globe view, this is the globe view, together with a plain view of the world. Toggling from one to the other is possible by clicking on the map setting icon and selecting which map projection to see. So now we are in the plain view, and in any time we can switch to the globe view like this. You may note that we also put in the settings the possibility to switch the main map layer. The default map layer shows a clean terrain map, but in example, we could choose the OpenStreetMap view, which shows the state names and borders, or maybe other kind of layers, like a light terrain map, or even a dark one. And those are configurable. Now let's go to the search bar. Here, that is the main part of the software. In this version of COPSI 1.1, there is a simple text input to type our filter, like is suggested here. If it is left empty, it equals to an empty filter, so all of the products present in the catalog will be shown. The user can click on the magnify icon or simply press enter in the text input to perform the search. After the search is over, a list appears on the left to show all the products. On the header, you see the total number of the products and how many products there are on this page. In this case, we can see 100 products per page. We can scroll the list with the mouse wheel or using directly the thumb, or using the keyboard arrows or keyboard buttons like page up and down, this way. When we hover a product on the list, the relative footprints will highlight on the map. If I can find one. Eccoli. So the relative products are highlighted as I go on with the mouse. And to change the page, we can simply click on this page arrow. So this goes to the next page, which perform another search. So we have to wait for the search to be completed. Again, we can go on or back with the arrows. But there is also a facilitation with the mouse wheel. So if we continue to scroll past the end of the page, it will make the scroll thumb change color in this way. So it let us know that the page is changing. So if we scroll further in the same direction, the page will change accordingly this way. The same, of course, happens when I go on the bottom of the page, continue scrolling, and then the next page will be loaded. In this view, we can see for every product we have a leader frame, and in the name of the product is the header of the frame. So here we found the name of the product for every product. While in the body, from left to right, we find some main product properties as the platform name here, the sensing start date, and the product download size. This size, for convenience, is written in plain bytes and simplified in other units, such as kilobytes, megabytes, or gigabytes. Next to the properties, we see some product tags. Those visible tags can be configured at any time in the config files, and up to 5 tags per product can be displayed at the same time. Hovering the mouse over the tags show us what it is. So For example, we see that this is the operational mode, the timeliness, orbit number, etc., product type. Mainly every element that we see in this page gives us an hint just hovering with mouse. Next to the tags, there is a quick view of the product image and two button icons. Vediamo dove siamo qua. Okay. Clicking on the first button here, we can copy the product download URL. So maybe we need to paste it elsewhere. While clicking on the second icon, we can directly download the product from the browser. So for example, these are all very big products, but clicking on the button, it will start downloading. A progress bar will appear here. Again, we can download other products in the same time, and we can stop downloading just clicking on the cross icon. Then as soon as the product is downloaded, we need just a little time here, a confirmation window appears to save it. In case the operative system gives us the possibility, it will let us give the product a name and choose where to save it, but it depends on the operating system. So you're gonna just wait these 2 seconds. And here we are. Here we can save it where we want. After the one product is downloaded, its relative icon changes to blue to let us know that this product was already downloaded. But pay attention that if we change the page, we lose this blue accent. And moreover, if we update the page or close the window while downloading, we lose the product download. Then again on the search, what we can write in the search bar filter input is everything that is compliant with the Copernicus Space Component OData ICD. So, for example, something like starts with name S2, for example, is a valid search, and we'll find all the product that starts with S2. And of course, we can link other search using the and or logical operator. But we added also a facilitation here in the search bar, that is the asterisk wildcard. So we can use this asterisk in front of a word, at the end, or both. So the search will be translated to ends with, starts with, or contains. For example, the same search we have just done can be written like this. So every name that starts with S2 and doesn't matter what else is written. Or in the same way, we can use, for example, every name that contains MSI. It works the same way. And this kind of facilitation can be also linked with a normal data search. So also this is a valid search. Looks for any product name that starts with this name and contains MSI. One thing I didn't say, that the list of product can be also hidden if we need more space in the view, and pull it back by clicking on this arrow icon. While we have a list of footprints already in the view, we can also switch from the globe view to the plane view, and the same footprints will appear, the same list. I think it's everything. Don't know if you have some question.
Thank you, Davide. It's very clear. I don't know if some users have questions.
Yeah, for sure. So this is Deněk for CESNET. And basically my first question is where is the boundary between this interface we are seeing here and the existing services like the Data Hub system? Does it talk to the HAS over the OData interface, or how does it interact with the storage?
Mm-mm. Yeah, indeed. As I mentioned at the start of the meeting, we performed this demo as anticipation for the future, let's say, because in the next period we are going to deliver the GSS software, so a new catalog for the product that will substitute the DUS. It is based on the new OData interface, so the new OData ICD, the Copernicus Space OData ICD, and will expose, the GSS will allow to perform data gathering from different data sources, for example, from the current collaborative nodes, but in future also from DAS and from other GSS, obviously, and products will be exposed in the catalog that use the new data ICD. So the COPSI will be the graphical interface of this new catalog, of the new GSS catalog, because the GSS have only the OData interface, let's say. So to substitute the old DUS graphical interface, we developed this new software that will act as the new GUI for the new GSS catalog. I don't know if this answers your question or.
I think it does. One thing that I'm wondering about, but I'm not sure if this is the place to ask, is whether it will be possible and say viable to also connect it to third-party sources of data. Like, for instance, we have user groups who produce some data, and we are looking for ways to make the data available to the wider public. And up until now, this means that we have to maintain a separate interface, very similar to what we are seeing here with COPSI. So if we had another catalog, would it be just a simple matter of implementing an OData interface in that and integrating with COPSI?
Let's say in principle, COPSI can be integrated with all the systems that exposing the same API. So, for example, we tested COPSI fully using the GSS catalog, but we, for example, check the COPSI function also linking it to PRIP catalog. So in principle, it is possible. Obviously, in our context, in the collaborative context, COPSI is taught for the GSS and need to have the key clock credential to manage the user access. I don't know if Cristina and Davide want to add something about this point, but I think that I answer to the question. I don't know.
Yes, just only to clarify that COPSI is pure front-end application, so it does not have a back-end, and it directly query catalogs, the exposing the services exposing the OData API. So whatever service exposes a OData API which is compliant with the ICD of the Copernicus Space Component Interface can be used as backend for COPSI. But COPSI it's a pure front end. So if these catalogs you are mentioned are compliant with this ICD, COPSI can be used as front end. Otherwise, it should be adapted to with the backend to be used as graphical user interface.
Okay, yeah, I'm getting to understand. This is actually a matter that we haven't touched, even though identity was mentioned as one of the keywords for COPSI at the beginning. So basically, you are assuming that all the services that can be accessed through COPSI will have to be integrated with a single identity provider.
Yeah. In this case, we are relying on the identity provider of the server, so the service exposing the OData interface.
So
Yeah, that's for sure. But even for that, if you have multiple servers, all of them exposing an OData interface,
each one must have its own COPSI instance, of course.
Oh God. Okay. Okay.
It's a couple COPSI plus one server. So if you have multiple servers, you need to have multiple COPSI.
Okay. That explains a lot. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Some other question?
Yes, I have a question about the identifiers that I used there. If I'm not mistaken, the old version of the DHAS uses as an identifier only the product name without the extension. Will this now change? Will there always be the .zip part in the list of products? Also, does this influence the search pattern?
Sorry, could you
Yeah,
please?
in this case, the extension is part of the product name in the data API, so the extensions must be considered for the data search, for the search. Anyway, in this case, the wildcard maybe can help in searching for products without extensions, if I understand the question. For the new data ICD for Copernicus services, the extension is part of the product name. So, yes, we need to consider the extension in the
You can do a search like this to find
for
that
instance,
exact product.
Okay.
Then in the next release of COPSI, we will add also the advanced search. So we can also find products by attribute, the geographical query. This is the first release, and also in the next release we will add the full data filter, which will be used as which will be sent to the server. So maybe this could also improve and allow better understanding the what is behind the COPSI, the filters provided by COPSI.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Just one more thing, just to refresh my memory. If I remember correctly, the version of OData that was supposed to be adopted was version 4, right? Yeah. Thanks.
Other question? Okay, if there aren't any question, I imagine that it's all. Obviously, this is the first release of this new software, and the server part is coming. So when also the GSS will be ready, we will invite you to use and play with this new catalog and the graphical interface to provide us feedback also for future improvement, let's say. So for the future, we are open to hear your suggestion to adapt GSS and COPSI to your operational needs. Okay, thank you for participating. Thank you, Cristina, Davide. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I
Bye-bye.
will share the registration via Jira as usual. I will attach the registration to the issue where COPSI has been delivered, or if some of you don't have the Jira access, I want to have the registration, please contact me that I can share also via email. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.